Alright, HadesOmega here. We're here in front of my house where we're going to be mounting this, okay? Right up, it's going to be right up there, but you can see the rafters from the bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a measurement of the distance between the rafters, okay? A rough estimate is what I'm going to say. It looks like we're going to wind up using these two rafters right here. This one and this one, alright? So I'm going to take that measurement. Let's take the middle measurement. Okay, it's 2 feet apart. Okay. Yep. 2 feet 24 inches. All right. So that's how far we're gonna. I'm gonna position the rails for the little mock-up test today. All okay. Right. We're here in my backyard, and there's the rails, and they are positioned 2 feet apart. Okay. And I got all my goodies here. Let's get all the ingredients. Whammo. There we go. Okay, I think the best thing to do is let's start with the center panel. Let's put the center panel first, or it doesn't really matter. Just put a panel down on it. Okay, I got one panel on there. Man, I'm thinking maybe we should mount them wider. I'm not 100% on that. 2 feet apart, is that gonna be enough? It divides it into thirds almost. So I think it's okay, but I don't feel comfortable having that much hanging off the edge. Let me go take a look at those rafters again. Okay, so I went and measured the rafters again. I decided to add skip one and then go to the other one. And it's 4 feet, okay? So I gotta double this pretty much. So I'm gonna take the panel off again and then spread the rails out 4 feet apart. Okay, that's 4 feet apart. I hope that'll be sufficient. Yeah, I like that much better. I think 4 feet is better. It doesn't bow at all, so that's good. The panels are pretty rigid, so yeah, it is pretty rigid. I just don't want the edges to stick out too much, okay? That's probably not. That looks pretty good right there, just by looking at it. We'll do some measurements when I actually get it on there. But the good thing is you can measure, you can adjust it any way you want. You can adjust it anyway, this way, anywhere you want. But this way we're going to have it bolted on. So where we drill the holes has to be precise. Okay. Okay, I'm going to grab another panel. Okay, I changed the camera angle. That's 2 panels. Let's see if the third one will fit. It's heavy. How am I going to get this up on the roof? That's what I'm going to do. Oh no, it doesn't fit. It barely fits. Okay, so there you go. There's the three panels on there, and man, it looks nice. But you can definitely tell which one is the Trino ones and which one is the Jinko ones. All right, so I'll start with the mid plates, okay? Okay. Oh man, these panels are massive. All right, so we're gonna go put these spring nuts in position. Let me go. I know, man. I'm kind of worried. The rail's not. It would have been nice to have extra rail hanging off the end, but there isn't. That's what I'm gonna say, dude. All right, so we gotta have one one spring nut here, so I'm gonna pick this up. Okay. Stick that. Oh no. Okay, there's one. Put that anywhere we can. Oh, let's put another one. We're going to put another one right here. Put another one on the left here. Okay. Kind of close. We'll move it if we have to. Alright, I'm going to go put another 2 spring nuts on the other side. Whew, this is tough. Alright. Okay, so the good thing about this is we're mocking it up now. I could just leave the nuts in there, and then when we install the actual thing, then we'll be good to go. All right. Okay, so now I gotta kind of get it. I gotta position the ends. Actually, we should put the ends in first. Let's put the ends in first. So I got the mid nuts in there. Okay, got 4 more of these guys. Do the same for the other side. It's kind of annoying that they have these plastics on here. I'm just gonna leave them like this. Okay, I got our end brackets. So apparently, yeah, like I said, we need 1.5 inches on each side. So I got the tools to install it. So the smaller part will be facing towards the panel. I'm not going to bolt it on right now because there's no holes in the frame right now. The spring is kind of annoying on this. I guess this has got to be right at the edge. Okay. A little. Okay. Move on to the next one. Alright, I'm just gonna get a close-up of the magic here, alright? So there's a nut in there. I think I want to move this in a little more. Just so I can get it touching all the way almost. Okay, like that. Move the nut in. Okay, and I'm gonna put the bolt in. And this should have a locking nut on it, okay? And then later, and then when we get it the way we want it, we're gonna get a drill and then drill right into here, and then we're gonna stick a bolt through it. Ooh, it's gonna be kind of hard. There's just something on the other end. I'm like, okay, well maybe we'll put the bolt on one. I'm not sure, dude, man. How annoying. All right, there you go. So now we got our end clamps on there. We can adjust it if we want. Like I said, I think I want to push that in a little bit more. We'll see. We'll see how the other one turns out on the other end. Something like that. Okay, so that's how the ends will be. Just like that. Got it. All right. So now let's install the other end. There's almost no room, man. Okay. Anyway, here's the bolt. It's much longer than the other one that I had, but I guess this will be. It should be like half the size of this. The other one is half the size too small. You know. As long as it doesn't hit the ground, I think we'll be fine. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work. What we could do is we could, I don't know, I don't think we could flip it around because then the bolt would be underneath it. Yeah, we could try that. Let's try that real quick. Let me take this one off again. That way we'll get a little more clearance, you know, if we put the bracket underneath. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Instead of installing it like this, we can install it the other way. Oh, we can because there's a flat part under this. Well, that's kind of annoying. Yeah, we can't do that. I was thinking of doing something like this, you know, but that's not gonna work. It's gonna have to go like this. Okay. All right. Well, that's the way it's got to be. Then that's the way it's got to be. If I can push it out a little bit, you know. I'll just put this one back on. Okay, so both ends are on there now. Looks pretty good. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but the problem is we still need to put the mid mounts. We have not put the mid mounts in. We need enough room to get the bolt in there. I don't think this is going to work, guys. Yeah, it's like it's the perfect size for the rail. Just perfect. The problem is that we don't have rooms to put the mid mounts on it. Oh no. Yeah, that's like perfect right there. That bracket that I made. Ah, damn it. All right, so let's see if we can move them out a little bit. Let's see if we can move them halfway out. I don't want to do it, but we need enough space to put the bolts in there. We need 3/8 times 2, right? Okay, I moved them out a little bit. I got a teeny tiny bit out of that. I'm gonna move the other ones out a little bit. You know what? What I think we should do is cut the frame. That's what I'm thinking. We should cut the frame. Yeah, but the frame actually holds it up too. So I don't think we should cut the frame. That's probably not a good idea because that's what it rests on. It rests on the frame. We need the frame to be beefy, you know. All right. Okay. Let me go adjust the other side. Well, it looks like back to the drawing board. It looks like there's enough room to put one mid mount in, but not two. Okay, so right there you can see the nut. Okay, the spring nut kind of just poking out there, and we just need just enough room just so we can get the bolt through there. That's it. You know, the bolt's not that thick. Hold on. All right, let me get something. I think there's a chopstick here. There we go. We can use this. So we're gonna use this chopstick here to align the hole. Okay, there you go. We'll do that with the other one. So I'm just going to give you a demonstration on these two. We don't have enough room to put one more. At least I don't think so. We'll find out when we put this one in. All right, that's it. And then we got to have is these washers. Okay, I'll put one on each of those nuts, and then we've got 2 of these guys. Okay, and then there should be a locking nut, but we won't put it on right yet. Okay, so this is gonna go like that. Perfect, dude. This is great. It works, but it doesn't work. Unfortunately, HadesOmega miscalculated. Okay, I'll put it on lightly for now, and we'll see if we can shove the solar panel more. I don't know what we're gonna do, guys. We don't have enough room on the rail. Well, we definitely don't need to cut the rail. We need to add more rail. Okay, these are these stainless steel bolts that I put. Okay. All right, and then we'll push the panels together as much as possible. Try to line up the edges here. Okay. Oh, that's it, man. That's as close as it's gonna go. Okay. And there will be a locking nut also. So. Oh, it's perfect, dude. Oh, man. It turned out great, but not great, if you know what I mean. Okay, so we're gonna go tighten those down now that they're in place. Okay. That ain't going nowhere. You know, I don't even think we need to bolt this onto here. It's just that'll just hold it up. But yeah, I don't know. This may slip though. I mean, it's touching all the way. The nut is touching all the way. Okay, so that's the mock-up for the thing. But you can. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. That's actually holding that down right now. So that's not going anywhere. Okay.
and we can adjust it in and out for now until we put those holes in. But the problem is we don't have enough space to put the other one in. Yeah, we don't got enough space. That's the problem. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? All right, HadesOmega's gonna have to figure something out. We need more clearance between the panels. All right, there's enough to put one bolt in, but not two. Okay, so anyway, that's an example of how the mid mount is gonna be. So the mid mount's gonna be like that. It looks great, dude. Man, it looks almost professional. Yeah, I don't know what to do, because we can't cut the bottom of the panel. Okay, I'll show you what the bottom looks like. The bottom has this shelf on it. Yeah, the frame is really strong on this. Okay, so that's what the bottom looks like. So I'm not sure. Huh. Well, it'll make it a little bit crooked, but I think we could do it. Let me see. What we could do, I know what we could do is drill a hole in the panel itself. Yeah, I think that's the only thing we can do, man. The only thing we can really do is drill a hole in the panel. Then we wouldn't use these ends. It's too bad I made them and they're perfect. But see, they're bowing. They're bowing when I tightening it down. So it was too bad. We probably should use steel or something. But yeah, it's already hanging off the edge. So that's how bad it is. If we could somehow mount this the other way, you know, we can get this to work. Okay, anyway, so that is the first attempt today. The first attempt at that's the first mock-up of the solar panels. It is a failure, guys. Sorry, I guess I should clean them. This one's kind of dirty, but yeah, man, I'm kind of what the heck, man. And then we would wire it in series, and then I guess the top part is going to have the wire coming out of it, or maybe the bottom part. I'm not sure, but or somewhere in the middle. You choose HadesOmega. Yeah, it's not going to work, man. Too bad. The 3 panels almost fit, almost, but we can't get the other mid mount in. That's the problem. So you can see this is pretty secure right here. This is not going anywhere. You could literally probably lift the whole thing up, you know. Here it probably moves a little bit. Yeah, here it'll move a little bit because this isn't bolted down yet. But it won't slide this way. It won't slide off the roof, that's for sure. Yeah. What I'm thinking is, why don't we just bolt the panel straight onto the rail. But we'd have to put it on a standoff to see if we can do that. If I can get my hand in there enough. All right, guys, you know? Here's what I did. I flipped the back bracket around. That's what I did, dude. And it works. It kind of works, okay, is what I'm going to say. Let me line this up. Yeah, it kind of works. But the problem is the bolt, it's resting on the bolt, okay? Which is, it's not too big a deal. I would rather, what we could do is I could find out where this is resting on this, and we could just cut a hole. We can just drill a big hole into it, okay? Big enough where the bolt will just sit in there, and then the rest of it will just sit on the rail. So we could do that. We can make a little cutout in the frame so it'll fit there. My solar panel, I could do whatever I want with it, right? Okay, anyway, so that gave me the clearance that I needed, okay? It looks like we'll only need to do it on one side, but what I would do is I would push this in a little bit. I don't like it hanging off the edge like this. I want the whole thing in there, okay? So yeah, I'm not really sure which one's going to be on the bottom or the top, but for sure the one on the bottom, because the gravity obviously is going to be under the most pressure, you know, because it's going to want to slide off of it. So yeah, okay, so let me unbolt this. We'll shove this here, okay, and then we'll bolt it in, and then yeah, so we'll figure it out. Yeah, I know. What could we do? What could we do to get that to hang on there flush? I know there's not much you can do, man. But yeah, that's at the edge already. So we would just tighten that a whole lot, and then we'd drill a hole right here, and then we put the bolt and nut on the other side. Hopefully, when it's on the roof, it's going to be high enough where I can get my hand underneath and get the nut in there. Okay, that's what I want to say. That, or we could drill this and then we could weld some nuts in there, but I don't know. That would be kind of hard, especially if it's in the back of the panel. So you might mess the panel up too. Yeah, man. Damn it, I know. All right. Okay, let me readjust everything. Okay, so by flipping the bracket, I was able to get the space that I need to put the mid bracket. Okay, so we can actually push that in a little bit too. So, all right, so we're gonna try. Okay, so that's what I've come up with today. It didn't go out. It didn't turn out the way I planned it, but it's it looks good. You definitely used the entire rail. There's no need to cut the rail. that's how it's gonna be, man. So, so this side will be like this. Okay, maybe this will be on the bottom. I'm not sure. It could be on the bottom or the top. I don't care. And then I got this much extra space, and the problem is it's not easy to adjust if it's backwards like this. Yeah. So what I think is we should do it opposite. Yeah, we should do it the opposite is what I'm thinking. So I tightened this one first. I adjusted this one and I tightened this one first, and then this one next. So since this one this one is hard to be adjusted because it's underneath the solar panel, I think we should start on this side. So maybe this one will be on the bottom. But I can push this up a little bit. Yeah, let me push. So what we'll do is I'll push this up just a tiny bit. And so one of these panels is going to be a little crooked, okay, because it's sitting on the bolt. Like I said, what we could do is we can drill a hole into the panel, a recess, just enough so the bolt won't, it won't interfere with the bolt. That's what I want to say. Okay, that just makes me think, like, why don't we just bolt it directly to the super strut? That would work. that would work, just one of them. Just bolt one of them to the super strut. So what we could do is we could drill a hole. There's a hole right here, but I don't know if there's a hole right here. There's holes in it already. We could drill a hole right here, okay? And then we just put the bolt in through the other side, and then we'd have to get a wrench and then tighten it on the other side. We could do that too, or we could do it this way. Let's try it. Let's just try this. Okay, I'm gonna do it opposite now. So since I adjusted everything going from this way to this way, I'm gonna shift everything. We're gonna shift everything to the left this time and go this way to this way. Okay, so this one's we'll push this one up, but I have to loosen everything again. So it's kind of annoying, but I think once you get it, the cool thing is everything slides on this rail. So also, I don't know if this is pretty close to how we're gonna mount it. So we can use this as a reference. The panel, the little lines between the cells. So this one is right here, and then this one is right here. So I think we could shift it a little bit to the right, but it's dependent. It's actually dependent on how it's going to be on the roof. So it has to line up to the roof, not the rails. Also, that's another thing. So yeah, because the rafters aren't like exactly the same place like this one. Okay, I know it's 4 feet apart. We adjusted it. So yeah. So we're going to pick the rafters that are 4 feet apart. Okay, so let me play around with this and I'll show you what I got. So this is the third time. Hopefully I can get it done. Okay, I apologize. Darkness is upon us, but here we are. All right, so there we go. I got it. There's a tiny bit sticking out here. That's good. All right, there's a tiny bit sticking out here. All right, and it's just hanging off of this. So what we're gonna do is when we get everything all set up, we're gonna drill a hole here and then stick the bolt through there. It's the bolt and the nut. Okay, hopefully when we have it on the standoff, I can get my arm back there and manipulate it, The best thing to do would be to weld a nut to it, man, but I don't want to weld anything onto a solar panel. Okay, these are all the end clamps. I shifted everything. I shifted this up a little bit, then I shifted everything to the left a little bit, and then now we got a tiny bit of room right here. Okay, I don't know if there was a better way to do this. And then what we're going to do is drill the 1/4 inch hole here, 1/4 inch hole here, stick another nut on the other end, and bolt that to that. All right, and then everything's all tightened down. This is pretty strong right now. I don't know if it won't. this isn't bolted on there yet, so I don't think you can lift the whole thing up. So once this is bolted, you can do that, but we're not going to do that until we get it up on the roof, or else we're just kind of guessing where we're going to be drilling the holes, right? So I'll say, because we still have to adjust the solar panel this way or that way to make it look nice on the roof. Okay, so you can adjust it, but unfortunately you can't adjust it left and right because we have to drill a hole into the solar panel. Okay, kind of a ghetto mount, man, I know, but there we go, it worked. 10-foot super strut. I only paid $50 for them rails, you know, the super strut, so that's the cheapest you can get. Okay, so the problem is this side is a little bit raised. Okay, it's actually resting on the bolt right now. It's not resting on the mount, so that's just the way this one is going to have to be. Okay, to get this whole thing to fit, unfortunately. I would have liked it if the bracket was on the other side, then it would be easier to work with. Okay, but yeah, that's the way it's going to be. So we're going to bolt that one down there like that, and then put this panel in, put the nuts right there, put another panel in, put another panel in, and then put this bracket right wherever it lands, like it is right now, and then bolt everything down. That's it. And then we're going to have to drill a hole on the side of the panel to get the bolt in. Okay, let's put the bolt for the final end mount. Okay, should I have I know, maybe I will go look online and see if there's a bracket that we don't have to use this. Okay, so, an end bracket, that's what I'm gonna say. But I'm pretty sure all the end brackets are roughly the same. I think what a lot of the solar panel brackets are is, it's like they call it a Z bracket is what it is. There's a bracket here for the end. Okay, so it bolts down like this. There's an angle right here, and then there's another one that goes on top. All right, but the problem is we don't have enough room for that. Yeah, we don't have enough room for that on the rail. If we had extra rail, it wouldn't be a problem. If this rail was like 2 or 3 inches longer, then it would have been perfect, dude. We would have been able to put everything the way HadesOmega had planned it. Okay, but there you go, man. That's a scientific method. That's how you do it, man. You've got a hypothesis, you know, a theory, and then you have calculations. You know, I did all the measurements and stuff, and like, oh, the panel is this long and the rails got to be this far apart, etc., etc. And then you do the experiment, the actual hands-on experiment, and there we go. This is the fruits of my experiment. So the first time it didn't work, and then we tried a second time, and then this is the results of the third experiment. This is what I want to say. We had to adjust fire is what I'm going to say. That's what we call it in the Army, adjust fire. So basically we had to flip one of them around so we got enough room. We could flip both of them around, but I think it's fine with just one. And it's really not noticeable that one is a little bit higher on that side than the other, so I think it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's just a teeny tiny bit. It's however tall the bolt is. Okay. If anything, I would want even bigger bolt, so it has a more surface area to sit on. What I could do, well, I don't know. Yeah, what I could do, so there wouldn't be metal to metal touching. I could put a. Okay, so yeah, man, that's it. It looks good. It looks good. You could definitely tell which one is the Trina and which one is the Jinko solar panels, but that's how it's going to look like on the roof. I hope the mounts hold. You know, I definitely don't want to find my solar panel like on the ground the next day type of thing. Okay, but I think it'll be fine. Hopefully it'll be tall enough where we can work on it while it's on the roof. I'm thinking I should have got a taller standoff, like a 4-inch, you know, so then it would be like a total like 5 or 6 inches off the roof. So but I heard the minimum you want is like 4 inches, so we got like about 5, so it's cool. Hopefully that's enough to get my arm back there so I could put a bolt back there. Okay, all right, so that's the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. I think this is gonna wind up being 2 episodes. The bracket fabrication, and then the actual test, the mock-up test fit. All right, so I guess I'm gonna clean up my toys, and that's it for now. I'll just leave the panels out for now. All right, HadesOmega out. All right, HadesOmega here. It's the next day, and so I kind of took everything apart already, and I cleaned this solar panel because it had like a bunch of mud on it when I bought it. So I used the brush here and the brush soap and the squeegee to clean it. And I think I got it pretty good. There's going to be some water spots on it. Whoopie-doo. So I'm just going to let it dry. One thing that dawned on me is that I think we should have hooked everything up. All right, we should have connected the panels in series and checked the voltages. It would have been a good time because it's sunny today to check the max voltage. Should be around 120 volts, and I think that's the max that the inverter will do. So that's good. All right, so I'm just going to let all this stuff dry. I put all the fasteners here. What I've decided to do is I'm going to go put the remaining fender washers. We're going to put them right here, but unfortunately it doesn't fit perfectly, so I got to grind it again, just one side. I got to grind one side so it'll fit in the holes here. Okay, because I notice when I tighten these down, they start to bow a little bit, so we don't want that. And we should probably put some. So I should probably get more split lock washers. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I need more split lock washers too. I think for the nuts that are going to go on the side where we're going to drill, I'm just going to use locking nuts. That's what I'm going to do, nylon locking nuts. But the rest we're just going to use regular bolts. So today I got to go to Home Depot, and then we got to go buy some stainless steel hardware. Okay, I don't think this is stainless steel. I'm just going to buy one that's like half the size of this. Okay, doesn't have to be that long. And some split lock washers. Okay, and then we'll be using the remainder of these stainless steel fender washers to spread the load on these guys. Okay, so as I noticed, they start bowing. See, you can see here, it's bowing a little bit. So I think a washer would be good to put in there. Okay, so yeah, pretty much I'm gonna leave all the nuts where they are. So when I do install it on the roof, they're already where they should be, you know, and I don't have to move them around. Okay, it's kind of a pain in the ass, especially when the solar panels are on there. So okay, yeah, and we got to change the bolts on these too. So, but I'll leave these ones on here. I think this one is going to be the downward sloping side. It doesn't really matter, either one, but I think one of the sides we'll put the covers on, the other sides we won't. That's what I'm going to say. So that way dirt doesn't just go in there, but dirt can come out if it does get in there. That's what I say. All right. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to wait for all this stuff to dry and then put it back in the garage. Also, another thing to note is I moved these solar panels already. These are the Jinko ones. At the junction box for the solar panels, the positive is this one, the male one. Okay, so this is going to connect to the negative on another panel. Okay, it's going to look like that. So I have the extension cord. The ends don't have connectors on it, so I have to figure out which side to snip. And so what I want to snip is this one, the male positive, okay, and one of the negatives. Okay, so on the other one there'll probably be it'll probably be backwards. Okay, so one of the positives will be, well, let's go look at it right now. But the positive is the male. Okay, and the way you can figure that out is, hey, this has got a kind of reddish O-ring. That's the positive. Okay, maybe it says positive on it. Nope, doesn't say positive on it anywhere. Okay, so but it does say positive here. Okay, positive, negative. Okay, if when in doubt, just get a voltmeter and just stick it in there. If it's negative, you got it backwards. Okay, that's one way to find out. All right. Yeah, but this is positive, this is negative. So we got to snip the positive male on the red cable and the negative female on the negative cable. Okay, the black cable. That way when we put it into the and that way I can use that cable. I can use that cable to run the to make a connector. Okay, what I'm doing is we're gonna wire all the what are they called? Oh, all the breakers and fuses. We're gonna wire that all in first. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's the plan. All right. Here's me out.